under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please note the council is in attendance except for Mr. Halapaska. I want to welcome everybody. This is a special meeting of September 7th. The first item on our agenda is items from council, and I have, the city manager would like to update us on a few things while we're together, but before that, does anyone have anything in particular?
I have one. I'd just like to say that I have an aunt that lives in Oregon, and she watched the news very seriously during the recent hurricane, and she sent a note to me that I'd like to read. And she says, Jan, hope this helps. I've been watching the news and marveling at the way Texas has been dealing with this disaster. Be strong. And she included a check payable to the city of Victoria that I'd like to give to Charmel.
Oh, thank you. That was awfully kind.
Well, that is very special. I hope that you expressed to your aunt how much we appreciate that.
I will. Thank you.
That's something else. Okay.
I just have something that I want to say. I've been working today all day long with some great people from the Valley, Senator Eddie Lucio and his two food trucks that he brought. And I tell you what, these guys are marvelous. I just want to say thank you to Alejandro Gutierrez from Palenque Group and John Creedon. And they have SPI Town Chicago-style hot dogs, and they made some awesome hot dogs. Okay, so
Sounds good.
they'll be here tomorrow, and then they're leaving. They're going to go up to Rockport after they leave from here. So
Is it breakfast and lunch tomorrow?
breakfast and lunch, breakfast from 9 to 11, and then lunch from 1 to 3, and then they're going to be heading out to Rockport.
That's it. I was there when Josie, thank you for greeting them, and then I came along at lunch, and when we were well represented, the city was, and Senator Lucio has a strong Catholic background, so we had the current Catholic bishop and a retired bishop there to greet him, and he really enjoyed that, and it's really nice to see him come and do so much work like he did. Poor man couldn't eat, because everybody kept wanting to get pictures with him, but it was very generous of him, so looking forward to go visit with him again in the morning.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Ms. City Manager?
Yeah, I just do a few quick updates, and then if there's any questions, kind of where we're at today. The traffic signals, you may notice, most of them are working in town. We've got 4 that are still not working. Ben Jordan and North, Moody and Lower Mission Valley Road, they're in a flash mode. And then we have 2 that have no electricity. That's Navarre and Colorado and Navarre and Goodwin. So as soon as we get electricity back, we'll work on those. But they're portable signs at those locations. So again, a big thank you to our crews, but also the city of Austin. When they left us on yesterday afternoon, we had all these working. So I can say without a doubt, we would not have gotten these all back up this quickly in the city of Austin. We're still doing assessment for signs, so it'll be a while. We hope to finish the final assessment next week, but it's going to be a while before we get all the signs placed back up. So people are going to have to be patient with those signs. Brush pickup, I know Daryl's here, but as of yesterday afternoon, we'd picked up 26,000 cubic yards of brush. We pick up normally 22,000 cubic yards in a year. So that just tells you within 5 short days, we've exceeded what we normally pick up in a whole year. So based on that rate, it'll probably take us another 30 days to get the entire city swept with brush. So, and then they'll go back, like Darrell has said, for additional pickups as necessary. We're getting some calls for bulky waste pickup. We're not doing that right now. We're focusing on household garbage and the brush pickup. So people will just have to be patient with that. So, if you don't want the brush sitting out at your house, for the city to pick up, then you can take it to Aloe Fill. They're there 8 to 6 p.m., so, which is a great place to take. And I know we've got a lot of people taking brush out there. Parks, we're in the process of trying to get some parks back open. De Leon Plaza is open. The gazebo weathered the storm very well, much different than it did in 2003 with Claudette, so it had to be rebuilt. But DeLeon Plaza's open. We hope to have the community center park open by tomorrow, Ethel Tracy by Saturday, and then Ted B. Reed and Hopkins by the end of next week. We're trying to get the larger parks open back up out in the community, but, that's where we're at today. The splash pads are closed for the season, so Riverside Park is closed to vehicular and pedestrian traffic, and I always have to emphasize pedestrian traffic because we do have people that like to get in there, so we've got a lot of trees down, and it's not real safe right now, so, but we're working toward a plan on what we can get open back up in Riverside. We do hope to have the children's park opened up pretty soon. We're going to put some fencing up, temporary fencing to keep people out of the park. So once the fencing goes up, we'll be able to open up the children's park because it's in good shape. So, and then, of course, the zoo right now has people in and out. So those volunteers are able to get in and out as they need be, but it's not open for the public. And I know Jimmy Zaplak from the zoo is here, and he'll talk in a few minutes. But that's kind of what's going on with the parks. We did come out of the bull water notice yesterday, but we had some turbidity problems today. So we're going to have to post another notice. The bull notice, we will not be going back into the bull notice though, but we do have to let the public know that our turbidity went up. And I'm going to have Donald explain the technicality of that because we will be publishing that notice tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am, thank you. Last night, we had a little mess up with one of our chemical feed pumps. Normal operation is we feed our coagulant through one chemical feed pump. Operator on duty saw that we were feeding through two pumps and turned one of them off, which luckily it was only for about 6 hours. And plant manager came in and saw it right away and turned it back on, so we were able to start turning that back around. Unfortunately, the turbidity went over that magic number of one NTU, which caused us to contact TCEQ. They called us back today about 4:30 and told us what they want us to do is issue a public notice that it went over the one NTU. As Charmel mentioned, that does not mean we go back into a boil water notice. The water that's being put out is treatable, it's potable. It's just another TCEQ precautionary measure that we take and they require us to take. So we're going to do that first thing tomorrow and get that message out by whatever means they ask us to.
Okay.
Can I ask for clarification? You said the water is treatable and potable,
the
but
water
you're not
has-
treated.
The water has been treated and is potable and safe to drink, and it's good drinkable water.
I just wanted you to be clear.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're
Thank
right. Thank
you.
you very much.
And just so everybody knows, turbidity is a measure of particulates that create the clearness or opaqueness of the water.
Right. It's just a measure of the units of how much small particulates are floating in the water column. It may be silt or sand, things that cannot be dissolved in the water column.
All of our other tests are good and have been.
Yes, ma'am.
Everything's
All of our
good.
bacteriological tests have come back negative. Chlorine residuals are good. The turbidity, when I made my last phone call to the plant, was dropping rapidly, and I expect that to be below a 1 here very shortly if it already has not been below a 1. So we caught that very quickly and turned it right back around. So,
Okay. Well, you guys been through a lot, so
well,
it's understandable, I suppose, and I really appreciate the job y'all have all done.
thank you. I
I
appreciate
think you
that.
guys know that, I hope.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you, Donald. Okay.
That's it?
Unless there's any questions.
No, I mean, the only thing I have to add is I know we're all getting comments from residents who, may or may not have power at this time, and that none of us really have any control over AEP and their methods and processes of work. I think they've done an outstanding job from what I have observed, and they do have a very coordinated, for lack of a better word, scientific approach, and I think it's important we remember, we've had a life lost trying to restore power out in Bloomington, which is an absolute tragedy, a young man that lost his life. So we all know how serious it is, and I think everyone with those utilities knows how important it is to get it back. So I'm just asking people for patience, and I hope by the time this council meeting is On TV, everyone has power, but those who do not, please be patient. You can call me and complain, that's okay, and I'm sure the rest of you, but, and we'll relay complaints the best we can, or suggestions or whatever. So just want to put that out there. Anything else?
I just want to say, that somebody was putting on the news yesterday that the people that are getting hit by Irma are not going to have electricity from 4 to 6 months. So we should be very, very grateful.
That's, yeah, that's something to think about. You're right, so, thank you, good point. Okay, nothing else from council? If not, we'll move into citizens' communication. I know we have someone who wants to speak, I hope. So just come on up to the mic, name and address for the record, and comments, try to keep them within 5 minutes out of respect for everyone else, so.
Jimmy,
come on
that's
up.
you.
That's you, Jimmy.
Thank you for all that y'all have been doing. I know that y'all have all had your hands full over the last couple of days, so thanks for everything. Thank for the zoo. As many of you have seen on Facebook and the news and the newspaper, we've obviously sustained some pretty good damage. The water a week ago was about a waist deep when I went in. We were able to get the majority of the animals out of there within about 2 days. The big cats left this week, which basically will give our guys a break, give us a break financially from feeding them for a little bit until we can get back up on our feet. The damage is mainly, from what we can tell, not so much with the exhibits. Those are pretty salvageable. The buildings, we haven't talked to insurance or anything like that to see what kind of damage we've sustained in there. Right now, our goal is to try to get back up and running as quick as we can. Thankful to San Antonio, Fort Worth, Austin, SeaWorld, Moody Gardens. Those guys have been a lifesaver. There's been crews in there since the water went down, cutting limbs, trying to get stuff back where we could just walk through the park. I know some of you guys have been there, so you kind of know what that looks like. So I don't know. Does anybody have any questions as far as where we're at, what we're doing, where we're going?
And you do have a GoFundMe account.
Yes, we do have a GoFundMe. We do have a GoFundMe set up. We've raised about $12,500, and that's basically just for right now trying to get us through this time when we have no revenue. The city does, obviously give us money, which is about 20% of what our actual budget is. The rest of it is revenue, donations, and so it's going to be a long haul. We've already met several times trying to get a plan together and figure out where we're going and what we're doing. So, but anyway, want to thank you guys for your continued support of the zoo. It's greatly appreciated.
And Jimmy, you've got a couple board members here with you, right?
Yes, I've
So-
got Tony Knable, who is on our executive committee, and Mary Thomas, who's our secretary.
Okay,
So,
okay.
but anyway,
Well, it's going to continue. I'll be around.
Yeah.
You know that, this weekend, hopefully, and there's been a lot of progress made. Those guys from out of town, the zoos that you mentioned, are amazing. I stopped by
Right.
this morning and talked to some of them. So I just, the way they all stepped up, some of them drove 6-7 hours down here and stayed all week long.
yeah, and some, especially our guys too have they've just done way more than we ever could ask them to do. As some of you probably read, they spent the night on the roof.
Yep.
But that was mainly to make sure that they could take care of those animals, and if there was any issues, that they could be there to take care of that.
That level of dedication certainly deserves recognition.
Yes.
And it will come at some point, and it is now, I guess.
Yes,
But to
for
spend
sure.
the night out on the roof and not leave that facility is a really special thing. So
Yeah, for
we're
sure.
going to continue talking. I know
Yes.
we've talked, and I know
Right.
you've talked to some of the council members.
Yeah, we've got some plans in the works, so hopefully we can we'll move forward and try to get reopened as quick as we can. I think is the goal, so.
And so if someone goes to GoFundMe.com, they can just search Texas Zoo maybe?
I believe
or-
it's GoFundMe.com/the Texas Zoo.
Okay.
Or they can go on to the Texas Zoo's Facebook page, and there should be a GoFundMe link there.
Because I mean, it really boils down right now, you really need money. You've had some
Right.
wonderful volunteers, and that's awesome, but you're going to need some dollars.
Right.
so, okay.
Financial support is key. I mean, that's
Right.
going to be the make or break it. So
You don't
we
have
don't want to
power.
see it go.
You
No,
don't
we
have
don't
power
have
yet?
power. We don't have power.
Okay, hopefully that'll come soon.
Yes, they're operating on generators and but they have water, so that's a good thing.
Hey, yeah, we count our blessings, okay.
And you know what, as a reminder too, I know council knows this, but for the public, you're kind of like Riverside Park. You got hit with not only the wind damage, you also had the flood damage. So you've got a
Right.
double whammy going on down there.
Yes, that is correct. So it's come a long way in a week. Like I said, we couldn't be where we are without the several zoos that have come in and stepped up, local people, people that have provided lunch, water, ice, tools, gloves, trash bags, rakes, chainsaws. It's truly amazing to see everybody come together. So, but anyway,
Okay,
we thank you guys for all your support and everything you're doing.
very good,
Thank you.
thank you. Citizens' communication still open? Anyone else like to speak about anything at all? Okay, seeing none, we'll close citizens' communication, and we have one item on the agenda, one ordinance.
And we do have it posted for a public hearing, even though it is a second reading. This is an ordinance setting the tax rate at a total rate of 0.5952 per $100 of property valuation and levying a tax on all property subject to taxation within the city of Victoria, Texas for the 2017 tax year for the use and support of the municipal government of the city of Victoria, providing for the assessment and collection of taxes, apportioning said levy amount for the various funds and items for which revenue must be raised, including providing a sinking fund for the retirement of the bonded debt of the city, providing for penalties and interest for delinquent taxes as prescribed by the Texas Tax Code, repealing all conflicting ordinances, providing for savings, and declaring an effective date.
We'll open the public hearing on C1. If anyone would like to speak about the tax rate, particularly, now's the time. Seeing no one, we'll close the public hearing. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Move to adopt C1.
Okay,
Second.
we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion from council? This is our second reading. Third reading is Tuesday.
Tuesday, the
Okay.
12th.
Any questions? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Okay, C1 passes. Is there any further business?
I'm sorry?
Ben Wilson?
Oh, thank you for the reminder. The Ben Wilson discussion with the resolution is on Tuesday, the 12th. So with it will be in your packet that you got today. Thank you,
Okay,
Jeff.
very good. Okay, we're adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was 20
I didn't see that one.
Not that I.